Good morning.
Good afternoon, good evening, good night. I
That
don't
was
know when people
fast.
I don't know when people are listening to this.
I know, but for us, it's good morning.
It is good morning. It is good morning.
And for everyone else, welcome to Amy and Bubba.
Oh!
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I don't know what happened right there.
I know we both just went with that, but yours was weird.
I've been listening to a lot of heavy metal worship music.
Okay.
So it's kind of there with me.
That's funny. Heavy metal worship music.
It's called Holy Name. They're great. They're
I
great.
actually found myself, I think I did, it was on accident, but there was a song that I found on TikTok that I liked, and then I went and found it. And then after I played it, then, just songs that are sort of,
Yep.
that song possibly is a Christian song. I didn't realize it because then after the next 3 or 4 songs, Tucker and I look at each other. We're like, what is happening? He asked me, he's like, what playlist is this? And I was like, it's not. I'm sorry. I got off track here. Hold on.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. That's a good thing.
They were pretty good. I mean,
they are, dude. There's a lot of really good stuff out there. And the thing is, like, it's intention, right? Like the profane or profanity people put as a set list of words, but it's really the intention behind. Like, you can be profane and use very polite language.
Yeah.
You can use delicate phrasing, and you're unbelievably profane in what you're saying.
Yeah.
Whereas you could swear over the word, as we do, and mean nothing by it. Like I'm not being profane. I'm not being insulting. Yeah, there's that, and it's the same thing with that. Like Christian music, people are like, is it Christian music? It doesn't matter. Like, what is it? Madonna's "Like a Prayer" is apparently about a blowjob, right?
Well, there are though. So these songs that came on, it was very subtle though. They were just good songs. You're right. There was no
Yeah,
profanity. They were just good songs.
yeah.
But now there's a difference because there's a Marty and Liz shoe store that I go in, and they blast Christian music. And I'm not lying. Like, I start to burn from inside after being in there like 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be in here. It makes me feel like my chest, almost like I'm going to throw up from my chest. It's really weird. Like, it's
In the church
over the
world.
top. It's over the top. There's no, I wonder if this is Christian music. Oh my gosh. They're like freaking baptizing you as you walk through the door.
I like
And
it. I like it.
oh no, you wouldn't.
Oh
I
yeah.
know you. I know you. I know you're strong in your faith, but I think this store would even cringe you after a while.
I like. I have a buddy right now. He's in the hospital, and like my walk in my faith and my belief in Christ, I can tell. Maybe he's very polite about it, but I could tell. And I was like, "Hey man, I'm sorry." And we're talking about him being there. And he's a little upset. And I said, "Listen, I'm going to pray for you right now." And before he said, "I'm going to do it against your will, so you can protest or not, but this is happening." And I did. And I looked and I was like, "You have no idea how much I like praying for people against the world. I might need to repent. Like, this might be a problem for me."
Oh my God.
Like, I'll get to the pearly gates and the Lord will be like, "Man, you prayed for a lot of people." I know.
They hated it. That was fun.
You made it really awkward. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I'm just saying, listen, there's a line and you're dancing on it. How can praying for someone be a sin? How you do it. How you do it.
Of course.
No, I mean it's intent, but yeah, there's good stuff out there. I mean, I think a lot of songs, interestingly enough, can go into the worship area. Again, it's how it impacts you. Madonna may have written about giving some guy a blowjob, but most people who listen to it don't hear that. Granted, there are some songs that I don't think could fit, like WAP. I don't think.
No, wet ass pussy is not gonna fly. No,
I don't think anyone's confusing that.
Could you imagine if that came on in church though?
Oh, wasn't there a church? I believe there was.
Drop. Hey, I think you're right.
Yeah, it went viral. Like, they changed out some of the lyrics, and they're like the preacher's wife's out there shaking her ass on stage, and you're just like, I don't think this is what's supposed to be happening here.
Mike and I were at a piano bar and in North Carolina, and somebody requested WAP, and he did it. at the piano bar.
That
Only
would be
they
hilarious.
have, because it's like downtown in a little small town, and
Mhm.
they blast the inside speakers to the outside so everybody on the streets can hear, just kind of bring them in.
Mhm.
And he was like, "Wait, hold on. We need to turn off all the outside speakers." And they turned off all the street speakers just to play that song. He did a good job, honestly. It was
I'm sure he
hilarious.
did. Like, those
Yeah.
people are talented. Anytime you go to a piano bar, like dueling pianos or whatever, you're just like,
Mhm.
level of talent
Oh,
here
it's my
is
favorite.
unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, that's my
Yeah.
favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Or you see someone who can, like, play a violin, even a saxophone, like these
Mhm.
difficult instruments, and when people can play them, they can play them,
Mhm.
you know? I guitar is fine, but everybody and their, uncle does it. It's kinda like real estate agents. Everybody's a real estate agent. Everybody can play guitar. Can you play the saxophone? Can you play the flute? You know?
Yeah.
No. Well, yeah,
Yeah, they're very enjoyable. I love them.
I do too.
What's the name of
Yeah,
that
like
one down in New Orleans? It's like with the dueling. You get the hurricanes there.
oh, a Flanagan's? A
What?
Finnegan's?
Finnegan's? That sounds close, right? I don't
Something.
know.
I don't know, man. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I like that
Yeah.
place.
There's interesting places down there, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Mhm.
We're not going this month, but we're gonna go at some time. Our schedules have to work out. We have big families and lots of life. We'll figure it out.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm sorry. Like, it's just kind of caught up to me. That's mostly me that's like putting this off right now, but
Meh.
I'm freaking balls to the wall.
No, it's good, man. Like, my daughter's having a sleepover. My wife could probably use some help. There'll be a bunch of
Mm.
teenage girls running around. Or
Oh,
almost teen girls or whatever. Like, yeah,
fun for
whatever.
you.
No, not at all. And it's
It's
like
just
they really wanna go out to our fire pit in the front yard, but I
Mhm.
think it's gonna rain that night. So they'll all be in the house. If they're all in the house, I'll happily go get pizza and do all that, and I'm bouncing. Going across the street to my friend's house. They'll be back
There you
later.
go. You go
Yeah,
hide out on the
I'm
3rd floor or
out.
something.
Yeah, I'm out. I can't do this. Um, they're gonna have makeovers and girly parties, and that's
Is
gonna be
this
interesting.
is this for the oldest birthday? The
Oldest
second
girl.
oldest?
This is
Yeah,
what she wanted. Yeah. She
that's
wanted a
fun.
super, super girly little birthday with her friends. And we're like, all right. So they're all gonna come and spend the night.
Mhm.
Because again, our kids don't spend the night anywhere.
No, I understand. Yeah.
It just is. It's
Mhm.
whatever. One of the other parents who's sending their kids like that too. They're like, yeah, we'll come pick her up at like 11. I'm like, okay, yeah, hey, I get it. I
Yeah,
get it. Yeah, no respect,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
'Cause to be fair, what's the kid missing after that anyway, you know?
Oh, they'll still be up. Yeah, those
Yeah, but
girls,
they're
they'll
not
be
missing
up till morning.
anything.
No,
Yeah.
no giggling and whatever until they all
Yeah.
pass out from sugar
Mhm.
comas. But yeah,
My
on
daughter struggled I don't know if you know that about Alyssa, but she
mm,
struggled at sleepovers. Mostly at our house, but even if she goes somewhere else because it had to be her way, she has to have a sound machine, it has to be pitch black, she had to put her mask on, and it's usually by 10 PM. And so anytime she was at a sleepover somewhere else and she couldn't control the environment, I know the mother actually set up a room in another place for Alyssa, and Alyssa cut out and went and slept in the other room, in the guest room, while the rest of the slumber party went on all night.
I had a friend growing up, he would never sleep, like, in our teenage years when we'd spend nights at our buddies' houses or whatever. He'd never stay the night. He'd pace. Wouldn't sleep. He wanted to go home. Wanted like, always. Like, it was always a thing.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. I mean, as, like, 16, 17, 18, he'd just get in his car and drive home, like, 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
He's like, "Alright, I'm gonna go home." I'm like, "Alright, I'll see you right back here in 4 hours." Like,
Yeah.
but, that's some people. Whatever.
Yeah. You never know. Different sleeping habits. I know when we just took, because Tucker just turned 11, and we took his little best friend and we went to Dollywood, and we stayed in a cabin one night because that's the longest that she can stay away from home, because that's
Mhm,
that's the longest she ever has. I think we're the only people she's ever actually stayed with. Last year she stayed with us in our camper overnight one night. The
mhm.
second night she didn't make it. Come 10 o'clock, she was crying, and her mom called me and she was like, she just snuck in a phone call and she wants to come home. And so they came and got her from the campground or whatever.
Yeah.
They're great parents. So when we planned this trip, we only planned one night because 3.5 hours is too far away to come scoop her up if she can't make it the second night.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but even then, it's so sweet, I mean, she's just this rambunctious. I mean, she probably has ADHD, to be honest, the way she bounces off the walls nonstop. But when it's bedtime, she still has to have this, her little cup and got milk in it, and she needs mommy and daddy. And she wound up just FaceTiming mommy until she fell asleep. They just sat there on the phone quiet until She fell asleep. You never know. I knew this other family who had a little boy until he was 12 or 13. He slept on the ground in their bedroom, at the foot of their bed. He had a room with a bed and everything, and started like when he was 3 or 4. He wanted to sleep in their room. We went from their bed to you're too big. You got to get out of our bed. And then he never did sleepovers or had sleepovers or anything because he had to sleep in his parents' room at the foot of their bed, or else he couldn't sleep.
Yeah, it's a thing. I mean, some kids are that way,
Mhm.
Some kids are that way.
Oh, Mike coached a kid at basketball years ago. I almost forgot about this. And he was sleeping. These kids were, I think it was like the 11, 12-year-old team.
Mhm.
And this kid was slept with his mom every night. The single mom. And we always thought that was very strange. Very old to be sleeping in
a
bed with
little
his
old,
mama.
a little
Yeah.
old, but you don't know what's going on or what they've been through.
Yeah, we're
So,
not making any
yeah.
horrible assumptions.
Oh no, I'm not saying is that like
It
that's
was
just not,
just
yeah,
like, that's strange.
yeah. That's strange. I mean, there's a lot of strange things. I thought my buddy always like he could just not unwind. He couldn't stop unless he was home. The kid sleeping at the foot of the parents' bed. That's pretty weird.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm. And he was
honestly,
adopted too. The kid that he
then
was
there's probably a
adopted, and
lot there.
so yeah,
Yeah,
they didn't have him the very beginning there. They brought him over, he was a cleft lip baby from somewhere in Asia,
China.
possibly. I don't know. I would hate to make the wrong assumption, but they went over, got him at a discount, and
Was damaged. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I know that sounds
yeah.
horrible, but they
No,
couldn't
that's the
afford a
truth.
baby that wasn't,
Yeah, no, nobody's
malformed
fighting
in
for it.
some way,
Yeah.
I mean, he's a great kid. He's got a whole family and everything now, but
Mhm. It's wild, man. Like the things that shape people, and like when you find those stories about people's kids, or everybody thinks their childhood is the norm until they see someone else's. You know what I mean? Or you hear stories, or
yeah.
if you're the unlucky one who tells childhood stories, and other people look at you, it's like, why are you laughing? It's like, what? It's funny. They're like, it's not funny. It's sad.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Didn't
Yeah.
know. Didn't
'Cause
know.
you don't it's not something you understand as a child that everything
No.
is different in every other home. You don't get that.
You don't realize most people are dumb.
You know, uh, I kind of appreciate that Tucker has picked up on, he's got a couple of friends in school, and they've started doing where they will, FaceTime each other and then play
Yeah.
video games at the same time, and he's got one kid that he's told me, he was like, I feel bad for this kid. He's like, the way I can hear his mom talk to him in the background, like, I think
Mhm.
it, uh, it startles him a little bit. It shakes him a little bit because I don't talk to him that way. He doesn't it's different for him, and, he processes different anyway.
Yes, we process
But
things
so
differently.
so when he hears, the way that mom's talking or her commands or this and that, he's just like, I don't know. He told me he feels bad for his friend that he has a mean mom, and I'm trying to explain to him there could be a lot more that you're not getting, but
Yeah.
also be
Yeah.
grateful for me, bitch.
Right? I went to so in 7th grade, this kid, I remember him because he shot himself in the foot
Oh, Lord.
by accident.
So was this kid bright or
He's normal,
okay.
you know? Which that's a no. But he was interesting, and I'll never forget, like, before he shot himself in the foot, like, in 6th grade, 7th grade. 7th grade was the last year he was with us. I always wondered what happened to him. I hope he didn't end up in the backyard. But, like, in 6th grade, he, like, got a bad grade on a test, and, like, I didn't care at all. Like, I used to calculate my, like, this is what I have to make so I don't have to do homework, so I pass, right? And our parents never, especially our mom, she didn't care about our grades or whatever, at least not mine. And so I just had to do this to not go to detention. Like, so I balanced not going to detention, not getting battled, and, like, just biding my time in school because I'm forced to be here, right?
I just wanna say that's one of those generational differences with me being so much older than you. The grades were very, very important in the household that I grew up in.
Oh, no, not mine, nobody cared.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, yeah, like, that wasn't a thing at all, as long as I wasn't failing, right? Like, that was it. So, talking to this kid in 6th grade, like, he got a bad grade on his test. He's like, "Oh, man." I was like, "Yeah, but you're gonna be fine. Like, this is, a nothing portion of our grade. Like, it's the weight of it is nothing." which I could see the doughy-eyed look in his face. He didn't know what I was talking about. I was like, oh, you're one of them. Okay. And he's like, no, you don't understand. He's like, I got to take it. My mom knows I have this. She's going to take my pillow away again. I'm like, what? Turns out.
Did you say pillow?
They took his pillow away.
Oh.
They'd take his bed away. They'd take his blankets away. I was like, they didn't take your stuff like in your room? Like, he's like, what stuff? And I'm like,
oh,
okay. Like, I don't have it nearly as bad as you. You know
yeah.
I mean? Like, yeah. That's just some of the things. Like other things came out that I don't think's appropriate to talk about on a show, but he was living. It was pretty rough. Like the gist, and the thing is, like his parents did well. I think his mom was a doctor actually, in town.
It's just the way they chose to parent. It's just
His dad. I don't know what his dad did. I mean, they were in his life. They showed up at sporting events. They were just. I mean, they like looking at them. They were pretty severe people. Like they were. You know what I mean? Like you would look at them and go, they're pretty stern. I mean, people would probably look at me and my wife and go, fuck, I bet they're really stern. Not really, kind of, but yeah, we're pretty
you
soft.
can be a little scary looking, but Candace is not.
Candace has that permanent, just blank poker face on at all times. It's just lack of emotion to those that don't know her, And I take humor in. I think it's hilarious.
But she's small and cute and pretty, and she get away with it. Not a big deal.
I don't know. Everyone at her work's terrified of her. There's plenty of people.
That's different.
There's plenty of people in state agencies that dread that call.
That's different. That's earned respect, and no.
God, it's gonna be a fight. Yeah, like, but so I mean, but outside I can see it. But when I look at them, that back then, especially as a kid, I was like, man, they look. Sure, his mom just looked severe. She just always was, just serious. Everything was serious. Dad was serious, and kid. Kind of goofy redheaded dude, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. But yeah, they like would take his pillow, his blankets, things like that for like, I don't know, grades, trouble. Like he wasn't a troublemaker, but like grades were his thing. Like that's and bless his heart, he was struggling to get them C's. You know what I mean? Like he was genuinely working. And when you'd see him like bomb a literature test, he'd be like, "Oh my God, they gotta take my blanket." Like,
oh Lord,
are they waterboarding you? Like, what the hell's coming next, man? And he had a last name with a letter at the end of the alphabet as I did, so we were always near each other, in proximity in the seating chart. So,
did you ever get grounded? Did Mom ever ground you? Did you ever get punished? Did you like what? I mean, I know you got your ass beat a few times.
Yeah, but even then, just size, like it didn't go through. You know what I mean? There's things that, I mean, if I talk about it, I know it would make her embarrassed, so I'm not doing that to her. But like, yeah, like physically she would try and take things, and it's just, at 11, I was way too big for that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I mean, yeah, sure, spank away. Like, what are you really going to do? Like, at some point, you're going to get tired. You're going to realize, I'm allowing this to happen.
But like grounded, like did you get grounded? Did you get?
She's
I don't
gone.
ever remember.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I was pretty self-sufficient. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I cooked my own food. I could do my own clothes. I could take care of everything. Once I was able to drive like that, I was totally free. Even before then, I was just really. I mean, she worked, far away for a long time, so it was a long drive and a commute for her. And after our dad left, she was processing and dealing with that in her own way with her friends that she was making and things that were going on. I was just kind of there, yeah. Like, what's in the cabinets, how are we going to do this?
Yeah.
And the poverty part really hurt, back then, like I was always conflicted. Like I didn't understand, like I always knew that we probably should have been on food stamps and things like that. You know what I mean? But we were never on those things. And I think at this point, looking back on it, I give Mom a lot of credit for never doing that, for whatever her reason, whatever the reason is that she did or didn't. That's on her. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the way I see it is like I never got accustomed to a handout. You know what I mean? I mean, and to her credit, she would write me, checks that she didn't have the money, like $2 to cash in her bank account to send me to school with,
Mhm.
so I could get something to eat. But whether she knew it or not, I just didn't cash them because I knew she didn't have it. I knew like they're not, and there may or may not have been a thing where the school wasn't taking her checks anymore. Like they're like no. So I just wouldn't eat at lunch. That was right after Dad left. That was a pretty common occurrence for a while. Um,
Yeah.
and our school, like, didn't do free lunches, like, that wasn't you had to be on the thing, and you had to have a card, and they really humiliated the kids at that time, especially the schools I went to about that. Like, the way they made them fill out forms and check their names and like, it was like,
Oh, yeah. They made you
"This is
definitely
really
feel different.
dehumanizing."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like, you're going out of your way to, like
Yeah.
you're like, "You have to get in this line over here," and the ladies were
Mm.
bitchy about it, and I would just sit at the table, and there were a lot of kids that were on free lunch that wouldn't get it because they weren't gonna go through that, you know?
Yeah.
And, yeah, so that was it, and then, things changed. We moved to that trailer. It was rough. It wasn't great. Mom's taste in men wasn't great.
Yeah.
That got interesting, got a little spicy. Uh, whatever. But again, no one was taking my pillow away. Fuck. Like, people are like, "Well,
Yeah.
the single parent kids, like, that kid's got 2 parents. He doesn't have a pillow. He has nothing in his room. He sleeps with a sheet on the floor in the corner." Like, it's no one gonna address that. We're gonna ignore it because his mom's a doctor and his dad does whatever. Like,
Yeah, see, that's just not healthy. That's bad. A lot of parents
yeah.
have, yeah, huge control issues too. A lot of parents have kids and they just cannot stop. They've got to maintain control.
Yeah.
I don't.
It is what it is. It is
Mhm.
what it is. I realized growing up really soon that we weren't in a great position. You know what I mean? Like, this is spicy. I have to make we just have to endure. There were times though, seriously, when I was younger, I just thought, I just have to, like, tomorrow's a different day. Next week's a different week. Like, we just gotta keep moving forward.
Yeah.
Keep moving forward.
And
And
for anybody that might be listening to this, just the tiniest bit of backstory to help you understand is we used to live in California. We grew up there. And right after I graduated high school and my brother was 10, what, you were in 5th grade?
9, 9.
9 or yeah, he's about to go into 5th grade, I think.
Mhm.
That summer right before we moved from California to Tennessee, and we moved out to Hartsville, Tennessee, which is out in the middle of nowhere. So it's a complete culture shock. Um, and life was completely different. Our parents split up within a year after that.
Yep. Yeah. And they moved from Hartsville to Rebolan to Lafette to
Mhm.
Westmoreland.
And when we first came, it was just our dad. Our mom stayed behind for like 6 months,
Mhm.
and then she came out, and then 3 or 4 months later, they divorced or they separated. Dad had been cheating.
Yeah.
Mom found out, kicked him out, then he came right back, I think. They tried to work it out. Maybe that lasted a month. I'm not really sure timeline.
Mm.
Um, not long, and then he was right back out, and that was it for good. If I remember right, it was because we found out that that woman he had been cheating with was pregnant.
Yeah.
That kinda sealed the deal on that. Dad had a choice to make, and he was gonna go be
Yeah.
there for the baby.
Yes. Yeah, he made the other choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So,
interesting.
our lives really
We're separate.
fell apart, really,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, we
really
had separate
crumbled.
experiences through that
We did, you and
formative
I, we
years.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So it's alright though. Makes people just makes it that's it's the thing is, like, it's easy to wanna dismiss and, like, move off like it is what it is, and it should be, because the reality is it's the history of the world. No story's unique. Feels unique. It's not unique. There are people in better and worse spots. There are people who have appears from the outside to have everything, and the reality is they're alone and they have nothing. And then there are people who look like they have nothing and they're very content and they got everything.
Yeah.
In school, I was crazy popular and I always felt really alone. And I was crazy. I'm still famous. I went there. I was required to go there for outside reasons I can't talk about here. And to the hometown, which I never thought I would ever go back to. And I always bought, like, I know everybody. It's ridiculous. and they recognize me. So it's kind of great to see that infamy just turned into fame. Like, I didn't leave on great terms.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Like it's just the history of the world. Like that cycle's going again and again and again. It's everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. It's ultimately what you choose to do with it, or you choose to go with it, how you let it affect you. You know.
Yeah. We all have a story.
Yeah.
But you're right. We all have stories. I mean, that's.
We all have stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was unsympathetic for a while, for a long while. And then due to my recent events, I regained some sympathy, I guess. You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Reconnected some cables, I think, that got disconnected a long time ago. I didn't even know if they'd still fit.
You're probably just in survival mode. It was a way to protect a part of yourself.
Yeah, but I stayed there for
It's what we
25 years.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I never came out of it. You know.
Yeah, well,
That's the
you got
problem.
comfortable. You got comfortable being cold.
Yeah, I mean, there's truth in that. There's truth. Like
Mhm.
when I had to look at like things in my own life that I was ruining, it's like, why? Everything is good from the, and I can objectively perceive that. It's like, why am I more happy in conflict than I am in peace? Why am I more happy when things are hard and the world's caving and the stress is on and it's fuck yeah, this is easy. Whereas everything's calm, the birds are chirping and the sun is shining, I can fucking feel my skin itch. You know what I mean? I can feel my bones don't feel normal. Like something's wrong. Um, and the weird thing is, like later in life, that helped me find a really neat thing that I got to do that not a lot of people get to do, you know, and I got to do that for a little while, and I got to get paid to do it, which was even cooler. Um, and it was 100% directly related to that, like that bred that, you know what I mean? But even that burns out after time, you know, and I
Yeah.
think I just come to the end, you know. If I was honest, I would say that and I'm trying to be, I would say that probably 30 years of my life have been under siege in my own mind,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Can't
No.
last forever. And it finally broke. It finally broke, you know, due to a bunch of things. And it helped me to reconnect in a big way with my faith and lean heavily on that. And that's truly helped. And I understand those things in a way that I thought I did, but I clearly didn't. And I do now. Um, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with who I am. I'm cool with not being under siege. You know, yeah, that's all right. That was, you know, I took a month basically just sitting on the corner of my porch quietly,
Yeah. Yeah.
quietly, just
And there's
being
nothing
quiet.
wrong with that.
Yeah.
No.
And it's what it took. I just had to stop. I just had
Yeah.
to stop. And as I've come out, this is the wildest thing. As I've come out of that and I've reconnected in my faith in
Can we go
Christ.
back to where you said when you came out? Because I've been waiting for that for a long time.
Yeah, I know you have to keep waiting. As I came out of that environment, or that mental state that I was kind of just stuck in, you know, in my heart, really more than anything, and my soul was that way. I realized, you know, I wasn't taking full advantage of the life that I have, the opportunities that are afforded to me, the friends and peace that I have, my kids, my wife. Um, I just had to relax. I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to do that. And it took honestly, I'm still learning. I'm
Yeah.
still learning. You know, like I'm writing another book. For those 2 people listening who don't know, I wrote 2 other books. That I did like those books made money. They're still getting people. I'm still making money on them today. People are still reading them right now. People are listening to the audiobooks. I think that's fantastic. It's very cool. I did it as part of a competition and then I turned it into a book. But the book I'm writing now is my own world. It's my own book. It's an interesting story. I don't think I know this is the best thing I've ever written.
Good.
Hands down.
Good.
It is genuinely my writing style. Because when I did the other one, I was trying to, and that was part of the competition, is I had to mimic this other writer's writing style.
Mm-hmm.
This one's just mine. and I can feel that. And so like the first day, and I've only been writing a week. So the first day was 1,200 words. Second day was 1,500, 1,700, 2,300. Yesterday was 2,600.
Look at
So
you.
yeah, as long as I can keep up. So I'm, over 9,000 words now, 9,300 and something,
That's
or
great.
9,500 and something. And so, hopefully I can shoot for 75 to, really 60 to 100,000, anywhere in there it'll be good for the first book.
What
Yeah.
is this one about? Like, give
Oh,
me something very brief. What's this one about?
all right. Supernatural. A reporter stumbles onto a supernatural war and gets in with monster hunters.
Okay, fun.
And it's based
Yeah.
in Nashville, and he finds out that, like, everyone at the top is corrupt, and they're all in on it, and they're all bought and paid for, or they're active participants, and the reality is everyone's asleep.
Okay, so you're basically, like, basing this off of reality of where we live
It feels that way sometimes,
in
right?
the
Like,
world.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. Well, the thing is, like, I have a big background in conspiracy theories there for a while that I definitely earned, like, I would have earned a doctorate in conspiracy theories. So, if that was a thing, I got it. I got it. Call me Dr. Dave.
Yep.
No, don't actually call me Dr. Dave. But yeah, I'm weaving all of that into the book.
Good.
Yeah, so it's very good. Like, so far, I have, a bizarre supernatural aspect. I have a changeling / dog man or werewolf, whatever you would like to call it.
Okay.
And yeah, it's and an organization that has organically come up over time to fight back against this little shadow war that's going on. And the whole point of the shadow war is that people don't know what's going on. Like in the book today, I plan on referencing the events in Miami. Remember the Miami Mall
Oh,
incident
yeah.
that
Oh,
no one
yeah.
talks about, that there's no video of, where
Yeah.
the people who were on the ground said there were 15-foot monsters that walked out of a glowing portal in the middle of the mall. And
Yeah.
then every cop in Miami showed up. They shut down the airspace and they turned off the power to the neighborhood and they killed all the phones. That happened. That really happened, and no one talks about it.
I don't understand how they got a hold of that many people with phones. You know how we all are? Everybody pulls out their phone. How
Mhm.
can they swipe all those phones?
They didn't have to take them. Software. There's
Does it
software. So there's a huge lawsuit against the government right now, and against, or the Israeli government, and against Samsung, because Samsung's been allowing Israeli and American intelligence companies to put hardwired spyware on all their phones. Apple's always done it. Anyone who thinks my Apple's secure, and yes, the local police cannot get it, and the FBI can, but the government can. The government can see everything you fucking do. The camera can turn on your phone. NSA can turn on your camera and turn off your camera. They can see every keystroke, everything you look at. It is always listening to you. It is always recording, and they can access it at any time. It is all
That's
staged on
terrifying.
exabytes, fields of exabytes of fucking, memory in massive storage and warehousing facilities.
That's terrifying.
You have dude who formerly owned Oracle. I think he maybe still does. Um, Buying up multimedia companies. Like I think he's trying to buy Disney. He's trying to buy. I think he just bought Paramount. He's one of the people who bought TikTok. And is putting in all their people in it. And people are like, why is he doing that? Isn't media dead with the coming of AI? He's like, he built his business off of AI. He was originally worked for the CIA and DARPA, along with Israeli Mossad, building their surveillance and digital surveillance platforms. That's how he made his first couple billion. And since then, with all the contracts that he's had and movements that he's had, he's just investing. Sooner or later, the AI bubble we're in is going to pop, and he's going to position himself to be the broker of data for whatever AI survives. That's what he
Hmm.
wants to do, because if you can control the raw data, you can limit access. You can control access, and access is everything. This is the same guy that's quoted as saying, and we can't say his name because it'll throttle us. There's things you can't say. That's another problem. There's things you can't criticize and things you can't say, and that's a real fact.
In a country with
Because
free speech.
around the world, if you say certain key phrases on Spotify, it'll kill your podcast. It'll throttle it down. Not that ours is booming, but it
Huh,
really will,
okay.
because they have their own model that listens to everything.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, that's the world we live in. And I used to be a certain comfort with that I was always in a war, you know, and now I'm don't care. I don't care, because I had to reestablish my faith, I think is the correct way to say it, in Christ. And I realized that in my life, and ultimately the end goal of this doesn't matter, because if you go down the rabbit holes long enough, you come to certain conclusions. Everybody comes to the same conclusions. And it's a long, dark road to get there, if you get there. A lot of people quit along the way, and I get it. I get it. But anyway, through my book, I'm going to bring all of that to light.
That's great.
No one will read it. It's going to get buried.
No, you don't know that. You don't know that. Your other books did really well.
Yeah, they did crazy well.
Yeah, this one will too. Yeah.
I hope so. I think I'm going to put it under my real name too.
Especially, your enthusiasm and your excitement about this one. That's going to shine through in your characters and in the storyline. And yeah, it's
I'm
going to
pumped.
do well.
I'm pumped about it. It's so good to this point. Like I would read it.
That's
like
great.
I would have struggled bust those other 2 books I wrote, but this one I would have wrote. Not only that, like the writing's coming easy and clean. Like it's very clean.
You're an experienced author now.
Oh, yes, I am.
No, I mean, that's cool, Bub. I'm proud of you. That's exciting.
Yeah, I just got a long way to go. But the world is big and it's intricate. I'm going to weave everything in. Vampires, ghosts, demon, all of it is going to be brought into this war, that there's, a side that operates and a side that's against humanity. You're ultimately on one side or the other. And sadly, people who should be on the human side often work for the other side. They don't even realize, that they're a tool. They're a puppet.
This sounds like a book that's going to need many sequels, maybe even a TV series in the end.
Yeah. I'm talking about.
I mean, the storyline that you're setting up. I mean, that's it's endless. There's endless stories that you could tell within that structure.
You want to know something hilarious that I just found out the other day?
Huh?
You ever seen the TV show Supernatural? Okay, it's a very popular TV show from TV.
I'm sort of aware, but I didn't, because when that came out, I was too busy to watch TV with all.
Yeah, you're in the midst of life and kids. And, yeah. But this is really weird. I know a guy who knows the creator of that show.
Okay.
Like, he's my buddy's college roommate, was his college roommate, and I see him all the time at the parties here we have in the neighborhood. Like, he's there. And I just found out the other day that he's Kripke's former college roommate. And I'm just like, what? I was like, I know that. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, he was, best man or whatever my wedding, and I was in his wedding, and I'm just kind of going. I was like, oh my god, like I love that thing. Anyway, it's just funny. Who knows? Maybe that guy will adapt it. I doubt it, but I do. Like, this is the other thing, is I'm trying to say real things without using too much terminology that I think would get me flagged.
Like right now as you're speaking?
Oh,
or in
no,
the book?
In the book. I'm being really liberal here. No, in the book, because the book will be scrutinized. And if you like, the one thing I reference in the book, and I may change this, is I call the black cube. Are you familiar with the black cube?
No.
So it's pretty deep down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories. You find a lot of these organizations and peoples all tie back to certain things and certain occultic beliefs, and the black cube is one of them. Like a lot of Kabbalah, Moloch, Baal, all that kind of falls under Saturn worship. And on the top of Saturn, it has a geometric shape that's always there. And when you unfold that shape, it's a cube. Or when you fold it up, it's a cube. Anyway, so it's like the black cube. It's worshiping the dark side of Saturn, which represents Satan, Lucifer, child sacrifice, that kind of thing. But this is we're really painting with a broad brush. Every one of those strands is its own little thing. So the main bad guy organization of my book is called the Black Cube. I'm going to call them the Black Cube organization. I'm probably going to change that because I think that would get it flagged. I think that's too direct. Hell, just talking about the Black Cube here is going to guarantee that this never sees anybody.
Well, I'm interested. It sounds good.
Thank you. I think you will like it. I like it. My wife likes it, and she didn't like my other books. And those books, I have millions of pages read on those books.
I mean, she helped you a little bit too, right? With some of the editing in the beginning.
Yeah. And I'm handling almost all the editing myself this time, and I'm doing it in real time with the software
with AI.
I use. Well, there's an AI tool, but you kind of have to turn it off.
Start
Yeah,
doing some stupid shit.
it's not creative.
Yeah.
It messes up dialogue. It doesn't understand dialogue. It doesn't understand
Yeah.
accents or inflections or slang, and it's not great. What it is great for is technical. Like the problem is like I can only have one running. So like, Microsoft has its own that it runs, right? And then you have this other one that I bring in to go, and they'll argue with each other about where this comma should be. And I'm just like, ignore both. Let's move
Wow,
on.
that's funny.
Well, that's the English language. Like people are like, I'm a grammar Nazi. No one can be a grammar Nazi. There's too many rules. Everyone's right and everyone's wrong at the same time about everything. Like where to use an ellipsis, how to use it. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dyslexic little 11-year-old is really struggling, and it's a constant conversation with him about why the English language is so freaking hard and makes no sense. And when you're dyslexic, a lot of times the way they try to help teach you is by rules, the rules of the English language, because a lot of memorizing sight words and things, that doesn't work because they're seeing everything backwards. So they have to like rules. And one of the basic rules, especially at his age, is if there's an E at the end of it, it should be a hard vowel sound. You know what I mean? And so we're coming across the word, and I know it's a sight word, but for him, like I said, sight words don't really stick, but it's a word he'd learned and he just keeps forgetting. But come, C-O-M-E, come. And he's reading, he was like, comb. And I was like, nope, that's come, baby. And he was like, that doesn't make any sense. He was like, it's got
No,
an
he's
E at
right.
the end, and I'm like, I know. And I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry that we're trying to help you by teaching you rules that are just literally just confusing you even more because they don't apply.
Did you ever see Gallagher's bit on that? You know who Gallagher is? The comedian used to smash watermelons.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I gotta send it to you. He has a whole thing about the English language and how little sense it makes. Like, who put this shit together?
Really is, and it's constantly
Yeah.
changing too. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
I feel like out of all languages, we have to have more slang and words that are, I mean, every 2 or 3 years, we have new phrases for fucking everything.
Yeah, American English is bad. British English is worse. When it
Is it?
when it
It's
comes to
hard.
slang, I like that you do that. Is it?
It's hard to understand, when they go at it, but it is very complicated language, and I feel really bad for my kid right now, but he'll
Yeah,
be alright.
he'll be alright. He'll be
He'll
alright.
be alright. Yeah.
My kids are working math, which I don't help them with. I leave that to my engineer wife.
Mm.
I can help them. I studied economics in school. I've had math, but I think she enjoys it far more than I do. Like I never enjoyed math. And it was a required part that I had to do. Okay.
Yep.
I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy it. She loved it. Like she tested out of calculus in college. She took the equivalency test and it's like, oh, I don't have to take those. Okay. Well, what other kind of math do you have at this engineering school that I could take that'd be fun? Anything advanced? Like, fuck's wrong with you?
I know. I can't even.
Ugh.
Gosh. I don't even know. And man, I almost shouldn't even tell you because you're going to fucking bring this up and throw it in my face again, but whatever. When we moved here from California and I took a year off, I didn't go to school that first year because it would have been out of state tuition. So I had to wait a year, then try to get into the community college. And because so much time had gone by and because I was out of state, they made me test in. And general testing on math, they started me out in general math. Like literally like 101, like just basic freaking math is where they started me after I did my placement testing. And I was very shocked, embarrassed because at the time I didn't get it. But when the class started, I was like, we're learning tens and hundreds and thousandths place. Like we're things that I was like, how did I do this bad on the freaking placement test? Like,
Got there on your own.
oh man, that
So
sucked.
so when I went to college for economics, like I transferred schools like 3 times. Just when I decided I was gonna like I went to I think it was 5 different colleges or 6 maybe, like depending on how you count it. But whatever.
You did?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
because you got ORU,
Vol State, Nashville State,
Ball
Tennessee
State,
Tech,
Nashville
UT.
State, Tennessee. Dang, dude. Is Tennessee Tech where you got your degree from?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Tennessee Tech's finally where I graduated from. But I did the bulk of the work at MTSU when I was there. I just, loaded up on credits and went.
Yeah.
It was good. They had a good econ program, which is a rare thing at any school. Not that it matters, right? Fucking econ
Mhm.
people are all very intelligent, usually, um, and they know it, and they realize that they're gonna have to capitulate to the rest of the world to make money. Like, that's one of the things you're constantly reminded of is you're gonna have to sell out whatever you think, like, just so you
Mhm.
know. But whatever. Uh, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I thought I wanted to be a pharmacist, and I took all these chemistry and biology and anatomy classes. I was getting
That's
all that
right, I
stuff.
forgot about that.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go become a pharmacist,
Mhm.
and so I'm doing everything, and I got to organic chemistry, and at the same time I was taking organic chemistry, like I had to have these other I was trying to do everything I could at that time at Nashville State because we lived outside of Nashville. I was like, well, I'm just gonna try and rack up everything that I can. I'm just gonna load up because my wife was working. It's like, this is my job. This is what I'm doing. Okay. I was there all day, every day, just classes, morning to night. And I was in organic chemistry and I'm doing it. And I'm talking to one of the guys there. He wants to be a pharmacist too. So he's knocking these out. And there's a program at like Belmont or whatever. And I'm like, okay, we'll take these. And I have all the biologies done. I have my other chemistries done. I have AMP 1 and 2 done. I have uh, I have like 2 years worth of credits here. You know what I mean? Before I finally got to this class. And it was really just the class was always filled, right? Like I couldn't get there. And so I'm in it and I'm just like, man, this fucking sucks. You know, as I'm going through it, I'm not in it long. And the teacher had found out that the professor, whatever, had found out that like I wanted to be a pharmacist. And these other people, like, oh, well, you know, you're going to have lots of more of this. So, you know, it's going to be fun. I'm like, wait a minute, what? She's like, oh, yeah. Like, how'd you do in chemistry? And I was like, oh, I got A's. She's like, all right. Like, you know, how'd you do in physics? I got A's. You know, like, I got this. And I'm in organic chemistry and I hate it. And I started things like I hated chemistry. I hated physics. I hated all of that bullshit. I
Yeah.
genuinely did. It was not fun. And I had to have like this weird econ class that wasn't like a real economics class, but it was taught by like, again, Nashville State's like the only other economics professors. However, they had worked that out. And I was just trying to meet the degree requirement so I could transfer. And I loved it. I loved everything about it. I loved the theory, loved the talk, loved everything. And I went home and I told my wife, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to go do that. It's just like, well,
Yeah.
what's the end goal of that? I was like, I have no idea, but I can't do any more time doing this. I've seen the future and it's me counting out pills on the phone after I've done 4 more years of ridiculous math and chemistry that is just absurd that honestly has nothing to do with what I'm actually doing. You can train a monkey to hand out pills. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
genuinely can. And so I was out. I was out. And I started
Mhm.
taking econ and I took a bunch more econ classes there. And then I went to MTSU. And before then I'd gone to other colleges, whatever. And I ended up at, there. It was fantastic. I loved every minute of it. I loved like, especially when you got into the advanced classes, there's only 8 people in the class. You know, and one of the
Yeah.
hilarious things is because this is crazy. I had the same class 3 times, and it was, like, I think what did MTSU called it? Like financial math? Like, you know, future
You had it at the same
bond yield.
time you had it 3 times because you kept failing?
No, I had it 3 times because I took it at different schools, and they just kept calling it different things, but they counted it as different credits.
Oh, lord. Well, that's a bonus.
Well, it wasn't hard to begin with,
Was
man.
it the same curriculum and they went over the same
Basically.
stuff? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like basic financial math, right?
Mhm.
Like, it's called different things. And depends on the what school you're at, but like Tennessee Tech had one, and Nashville State had one, and what was the other one? Maybe I just had it twice. No, I had just had it twice. No, I took it twice. That's right. So I took it at Nashville State, and it was super easy. It's like bond yields and um, interest rates and shit like that. You know, future value, present value. You know, all that, whatever. Um, it's just algebra, right? It's just algebra. It's not really complicated algebra. Uh, And then I had the class again. I was like, "You got to be shitting me!" It was the same textbook. And I was like, I went to the at Tennessee Tech. I remember talking to her, and I was like, "Hey, no shit. I think I did have this class 3 times." think I had it at Vol State too when I was there. Yeah, I did. Because I think it was also called like business math or so. Anyway, so I'm there and I'm like, listen, I've had this class 2 other times. And she's like, what? And I like have my book and I'm like, yeah, I can do this. And I was like, is there any way I can test out of this? And she's like, well, it's late for that. But she's like, let's see how you do on the first test. I did the first test, fucking rocked it. And I went and talked to her afterwards. She was very cool. And she's like, all right. She's like, there's 3 more tests. Like the second test is this thing. You know, whatever. We don't really keep attendance here. And I was like, can I just take all of them? And she's like, what? I was like, can I do it? Like, cause you do it online. And I was like, if you open them up for me, I'll just take all the tests and be done. And she's like,
it's a hell of a way to skip through that course.
She let me do it.
Yeah,
she let me do it. And I think the last test I didn't get 100 on. You know, I got like an 80, whatever. But she was like, all right, good to go. that was blog free now.
Good. I mean, to be fair, that's the way it should go when you're the one paying for that class. It's not public school. You know what I mean? Like you should be the one that's in charge of this a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and test out of it now instead of sitting here for a whole semester.
Yeah. Going over like these, like how did this I use a financial
all the assignments, all the just
No, I'm good. I'm good with this. I promise. Let's move forward.
Yeah.
No, it was cool though. I loved economics. I still do. I love to talk about it. I love so much about it in a nerdy way. And I had some interesting job opportunities coming out of school. And I had really good advice from a friend of mine that I was in school with. This dude was cool. His name was Bruno. He was in Wall Street for years and years and years. He made shitloads of money. And then he moved to Franklin, bought a farm in Franklin, and decided, hey, I should go see what this college is all about. So he went to Tennessee. He went to MTSU, and he was going to study economics. He's like, you know, why not? Why not learn about what I've been doing? And I sat next to him in a bunch of classes. Again, not big classes, and I liked him. He was older dude. He had grandkids. You know what I mean? He's late 50s, early 60s at this time. And I just enjoyed the shit out of him. And I had an opportunity with a company that remained unnamed coming out of school. And we would still like talk online. And I was like, hey man, can I ask your opinion? Like this is a job opportunity and it's either in New York, Atlanta, or Dallas. And he's like, yeah, I'll call you. And he called me on, Skype. I think that's what we were using then. And he's like, listen, Dave, he's like, I like you. He's like, understand. He's like, I think you're going to do great. I think you're going to do well. I think you're going to make money. He's like, you're not going to stay married. You're not going to be happy. And you're going to become an alcoholic. He's like, I'm on my 3rd marriage. Like, I didn't want to be here, but this is where I am. He's like, because this is the reality they're not telling you. He's like, they're going to tell you, they're going to give you an office. They want you to analyze data all the time. They want you to write reports, tell you what the next thing is. It's like, you're going to study the news cycle and you're going to analyze it. And that's what you're going to do. It's going to be fun. You're going to love it. You're going to feel rewarded. He's like, it's 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. So there's always a market open. And honestly, it should be more than 16 hours because do you really need 8 hours sleep? You're a young man. He's like, and then he's like, they do your laundry for you. They send out for lunches for you. They'll send out for your meals. He's like, they want you to stay in the office and keep working. Keep putting out data. Keep crunching numbers.
There's no quality of life in that.
No, he's like, you're going to make a ton of money. He's like, I made a ton of money. He's like, I was miserable. He's like, only now am I happy. He's like, and I gave up, 30 plus years of my life or 40 years of whatever it was. And he's like, I would trade anything to go lay brick at a construction site. You know what I mean? Still be married to my first wife, the mother of my children, who doesn't speak to him anymore. And yeah, I don't know. I turned it down and went a different path. Yeah. And never looked back. Yeah. He knew exactly what he was talking. He knew exactly what he was talking about. He wasn't lying to me about these things. I knew that.
It's good advice, and it's good you listened.
Well, sometimes I listen.
Not very often. Not
very often. No. Sometimes I most of the time like to learn very hard lessons myself. Yeah.
You are pig-headed.
I am pig-headed. But I think that's true too. Like I couldn't see it then, but I trusted him a lot. Mm-hmm. And he was wise. He genuinely was. And
there was probably something inside of you that was like, I
don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Yeah, it was. And honestly, I'd probably have been terrible. like I'm difficult and uncooperative most of the time. It is my default setting. If I'm in some corporate thing where everyone's wearing suits and yelling at each other because that's what they think they have to do to be a man, like I'm not. I'm going out in cuffs. Like this isn't gonna go well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw a computer through a window. I'm gonna melt down, which I do have a tendency to do. Hell
Since you're a
yeah.
little bitty kid, yeah.
Since I was a little kid, if I don't like something, I'm out. I don't look. Well, there's consequences. I don't give a fuck. I'll walk home right now. Like I don't
Which you did.
which I have done
Which you
miles.
did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't care. I don't care. I can, it's like when I worked at that factory and I just got that last promotion. That's why I quit. Before I came and lived with you and started waiting tables, I was making $85,000 a year then. And they're like, hey, we want to bring you into the office. You're doing great. And I was sitting at lunch with a guy I worked with named Buck. And I was like, yeah, it looks like they're going to give me that promotion. I'm going to go to days and I'll be in the office and I'll work with that engineer, the Japanese guys, because they like me. And he's like, that's great, man. He's like, you're going to buy a house and it's going to be great. I just started looking at him and I was like, holy shit, this is what I'm going to turn into.
Yeah, this is
Next
my life.
Next day I quit. Next day I quit. And they're like, what? He's like, but I was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You picked the wrong guy. I'm sorry to waste your time. This is my 2 weeks. I'll be leaving then. Or I can leave now. It's up to you. I'm like, no, take your 2 weeks. Maybe you'll change your mind. I did not change my mind.
Yeah.
I didn't. I've never cared about shit like that. And that's stuff that I think is rubbed off on my wife is some of these high pressure situations. Like I remember one specific that we were in and it was crazy and like everything is on the line. And she had people here who are our friends and they were trying to give her the advice to be like, you just need to play along with this game. It'll pass. Everything's going to be fine. And I remember like, I just cut him off and I was like, hon, fuck all this. Like you're nobody's whore but mine. I was like,
oh my gosh.
I was like, if everything falls apart, who gives a shit? Who cares? We'll sell the house. We'll sell the stuff. Like we'll go somewhere else and do it. Like this isn't real, and in that decision that was based off that day has radically changed our lives. And that's just kind of my default, man. I don't all this isn't real. Nothing I have makes me happier. My kids and my wife make me happy. My friends make me happy. You make me happy. This is just shit. I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't mean anything. It's not real. And I don't like the idea of someone being able to, and I think maybe this is another reason I lean that way is I've never liked someone holding a tether to me, threatening to take away my ability to have things.
Yeah.
I don't care about things. I have a truck and a camper, and those are mine. You know what I mean? Like I can put my family in it, and we'll be fine. We'll figure it out. We might even be hell happier. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
No, that's not a good feeling. Mike, he's the one that works and brings in the income, and he'll have to deal with that at work. That moment of, is this what I want? Do I want to put up with this? Do I want to deal with this person speaking to me like this? Do I want?
Oh yeah.
You got to weigh it all out,
Yeah.
But it makes him feel like it's not always in his control, and it's the same as a stay-at-home wife. You know what I mean? Like I have to remind myself these are just things because I am not the one bringing home the income. I'm not the one paying the bills. I am dependent on my husband for all of that. So sort of to me, it feels similar.
Yeah, and it is. It is. I think the one thing I just try and let my wife know is that if it all falls away or they want you to do something that like at the end of the day, all you have is your soul. Don't compromise it. Like, well, they'll fire me or they'll out me. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Well, then we'll lose everything. We never had it. I can take none of this shit with me when I die. My wife can take none of this. We can't. At best, we can leave it to our kids and hope they don't lose it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it. And the reality is, am I actually doing them a favor? Because everyone I know that gets real big inheritances don't turn out real well for the most part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, am I doing you a favor? Like, I don't know. There's something about working for it,
I
Yeah.
I'm grateful that we can do for our kids, but my kids still have to do for themselves.
Mhm.
Like, all my grown, they all have to work hard. They all have to. We will be good to them and generous to them, but we're not paying their bills for them. We're not.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
gotta pay your bills first.
they've got to figure that shit out.
Yeah, it's the rule of being an adult. Pay your bills
Uh-huh.
first. You gotta pay your bills. These is
Yeah.
the shit you have to handle. Yeah, so that's just kinda how we roll. As we're running out of time here, because I don't know that our mother will listen to the end of the thing. I don't know if I should save um, the prostitution joke I had about mom or not.
Oh, let it go. Spill it.
Yeah. So I recently took our mother to get a camera shoved up her ass, which I think is interesting because most of the time, like most places in the world, like if you go to Thailand, like you would get paid to let someone do that to you. But in America, you have to pay someone to do that to you. And I don't think that's right.
Oh my god. You feel like mom should have been handed a paycheck after she let
I
somebody?
think so. Listen, I've had a colonoscopy. I felt like I should have got a tip. You know what I mean?
Oh
You shove
Lord.
something in my ass and I got to give you money? What? I don't think so. I think you owe me money.
Everything in America is backwards, okay?
Yeah, this is my observation from it.
So what's that got to do with mom being a prostitute?
Well, she, could have put her out there and made some money.
Oh
She took
Lord.
that like a champ.
She's old, she's confused, she's got the rules backwards.
As long as she's earning, who cares?
Oh Lord. Well, hopefully all that goes great.
It did. Everything, as far as I know so far, she's good to go. Yeah.
Good.
No.
Nothing better than a clean ass hole.
Now, I think it's weird that that's what you prioritize. For me, it's, hot meal and warm fire. But if you like clean assholes, you like clean assholes, Amy. Who are we to judge?
Why you always gotta make it so weird?
I didn't say it.
Oh Lord. All right, I gotta go do shit.
All right, bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you too.